All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another round of One Piece. I'm going to be playing Purple Black Luffy since a subscriber has been requesting it. It's a lot of fun. Here's a sneak peek of the deck list. There will be a comprehensive breakdown at the end of the video. The deck list will be in the description below, and there will be a comprehensive breakdown at the end of the video. I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to see different leaders, just make sure to pop a request in the description, and I'll be happy to get to it. But I think that's all I got for you, so let's jump into some games. All right, here we go again. Playing a little Monkey D. Luffy from OP09. Dawn ×1, your character has +1 cost. Your turn once per turn when 2 or more Dawn cards are returned to your Dawn deck from play, set up to one of your Dawn cards is active and one of them is rested. Let's see what you got, RG. Chose to go first. That is a good idea. This is an okay hand. It's not great. We'll keep it. See what we can find. They get down a Garp, they find 7 costs. That makes sense to me. Well, I think I have to take one of these. I can't just have none of them. Lose a Gum Gum Giant. I'll put that up top. Alright, RG, let's see what you got. I've been seeing so many RGs lately, because this week's just been dedicated to hunting my poor fellow RG players. Okay, plays 1 here. Deals a 2k, we'll swing for 6, we'll take it. Find a Gum Gum Giant, we like that. Another Gum Gum Giant. I don't see any of my ramp, which is unfortunate. So now I have to decide some things. I think I need to set up more than I need to aggress him. No Nami. We'll be on 6 next turn. I think I have to just get a Luffy back. Well, there we go. Not a lot I can do about that one. And he's seeing perfect curve. We'll trash a 2k because I don't want to... I'm going to have to give up multiple things next turn. Seven. See if he wants a card. He does not. Finds himself a 6 cost. Does he find a 4 cost Usopp to back it up? Because he'd be on perfect curve at that point. Good news is I'm going to be big. Doesn't look like he found it. If I was him, I'd be saving very few. Another 6 cost. The double attacks are going to get out of hand. The problem is if I want to play this Frankie and do this effect, I'm going to go Dawn -4, which I really don't want to do. Finds a Sanji, 1 there. Doesn't do anything. I was really hoping for a Nami. There she is. We gotta get her out. Let's get another one. See if he just takes it. Nope, he's gonna make me swing. Come on, take that one. Unfortunately, I have to swing both. It's this and a card out of hand. And I say unfortunate because I really don't want to have to give it all up, but you know, is what it is. We're on 8. I really don't want to use Gum Gum Giants. I can put a Dawn under leader, but it pumps these only up to 7, so that's not good enough because Luna can still hit them. So we just continue on with what we have. There's the double attack, not surprising. Luna will be 3, 1 under leader, and then 3 left. Double attack pretty much always swings at face. This may try and clear this. My board is getting kind of wide, though, which I do like. One for a Bonnie Searcher. Finds a Nami. I imagine they're going to play that immediately, yep. 4, 5, 6. They've seen 6 Searchers. Wheels and draws a Brook. That's fine. Can't play it this turn. We didn't know if they had that for later, though. Means we have to keep extra Dawn up for our Gum Gum Giants. Six doesn't do anything. You can have one of those guys. Yeah, you put one under leader, that leaves you 4 for defense, and I'm gonna go and get kind of aggressive with you. Chooses not to. He says, I want all of this for defense. Oh, that'll be nice. It's gonna give me a card over it too. Seven. I still have a fair amount of counter too. Having 2 of these on field is very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, okay. Goes big. Buddy, you're over. I think you're overdoing it much. I mean, I can still force it out of you. 6 is 1. 10 is 2. That was a waste of a Charleston, in my opinion. And I left, because I knew he was going to take that, because he was down to 3 cards in hand, I didn't put a Dawn in it here, because now if he does Brook, he can rest one of these, I don't care. I just got to be careful, because he's got all of this. These are a lot of double attacks, ladies and gentlemen. What are you searching for with your, like, 10th search card? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 searchers he's played. Finds a Nami. That's not really helpful. I have another one of these, so I just do this again next turn? Maybe. 9. I'm at 9. I go -2 for a Gum Gum Giant. Gets me down to 7, re-ramp back to 9 next turn. That gets me this. That's probably worth doing, right? What do we want to put back is the question. Because really I have to decide which one of these I'm doing next turn. This is probably better than this. Yeah, we'll send this. Notably, you've left up enough for Brook. He's 2k checking me, and I'm gonna fail the check. I know he's got a Nami in hand, so a blocker doesn't do me a lot of good. I want you to commit something if you're going to attack me. Funny enough, I'm out of counter in hand with the exception of this Divine Departure. But he's played very conservatively, so I don't expect him to commit an extra... Well, he should commit an extra dawn, because he's going to get a restand here. So he should go 7, probably one of these. And if he does that, do I give him the 0k? Ooh, no, he Lunas. That's way better. That's funny. He'll get out of one of these. Seven. Well, now I think you're in trouble. You overcommitted. Now I get to remove one of these, and I can Gum Gum Giant out of the other one. I'm waiting on you. Let's do this. Every time I do this, I just seem to always need this extra counter. I said no. That's fine, but you go 70, now you get a 1K. Nope. 8 on up. Yeah, no, you just die. What's it gonna be? He's waiting on me. Like, come on, dude. I just got too much, man. No. Every time. GG. No, he played pretty tight, but our board just got too wide too fast. And he overcommitted that one time. Wasted Charleston. He could have played a little tighter, but it wasn't a bad match. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What I do right, what I do wrong on that one. It was a good game. I like going wide on this board. It gets so much easier if you find an Ami, but I will say finding her a lot of times is kind of tough. I don't know. What don't you guys think? We might need to revise our deck list a little bit. Maybe put some law searchers in there just so that we can find the Namis easier. Alright, I think that's all I got. So I will check you guys later. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to try one more matchup just to see how we did. I like this hand. I think I'm going to keep this. I play this to trash some stuff out. It's our only 2K. I don't think I do want to. We'll just pass it over. See what he does. We took first away from RG. It's always good. And he is playing a Searcher, which means we will probably hit him. Unless he wants to just give me a 1K. Finds 2 Sanjis. That's very strong for him. Well, being... Let's see if he just wants to give me a card. He does. We like that. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Ooh, I think I have to take Gum Gum Giant. I don't think I can let 2 of them go to bottom there. That would be very bad for me. There you go. Just did a little ramping there with our Rona Zoro, and this guy, I'm not playing any removal in the deck, but it's fair that he wants to try and say, hey, pirate docking. I don't really want pirate docking. He's only forward on, so Beer Luffy doesn't do anything here. I think I like this better anyways. I will not get my leader effect. What to do, what to do. I can attack 5/5/5 at him, see what he does. Or no, it'll only be like a 5 and a 6. Let's just see what he does. Yeah. See, I get to play one. I like the blocker. I think that's probably my best bet. We got kind of lucky with that hit. I like that a lot. Yeah, there's no point in attacking 6 because he just blocks it. We'll just say, hey, Our board is way better than yours, so let's just see how we do from there. Let's get our hand a little sorted. Do I want to give him a 2K? No, because I got to defend all these. All right. We got a lot going on now. Okay, he is finally up to where we can play our guys. We are at 8 Dawn, though. I don't have anything good to play out yet, but we'll play the beer, Luffy. Now we can start poking. So let's go 7. Okay, and then we'll go 7 again. Well, sir, I'm almost tempted to just swing a 5 at him. There's something I can do with 3 Dawn that's going to be particularly useful. But we'll just punch in. I wanted to go kind of light at him because I was honestly kind of wanted to get out of him. If you let me rip your hand down that small. Of course, he's trying to play a longer game because I made him go 2nd, so there's that. We do got 3 7Ks on board. I'd like to defend this turn with this guy and a 2K. That way we can get something good in trash for the Nami there. We have a ton of counter power though. We got 4 2Ks, a 1K, and a Gum Gum Giant. Unsurprisingly, he develops another Luffy. Heals and draws a double tap. Looks like he's going to just attack for 6, and then I'm going to say no. And then hopefully he'll go 7 at it, and I can give him a 2 and a 1. Even better, he just goes 7 at it, so I only have to give him 1 card. We like that. Okay, 5K. All right, another 2K. Okay. I'm dumb. I should have given him the blocker last turn. Because now I have to replace it. Well, that was a strict play mistake on my part. I forgot about needing board space. Imagine that. Let's go over that. Let's pull out this. Let's go over... Yeah. No, we don't need to use card action. Because, like, it won't let me do anything, so we'll just say no. Seven. See what he does. Oh, I get a Charleston for my efforts. This guy just does not care about hand size. Okay, I can go 8 at him. And that still only gets me 2. And then another 7 that still only gets me 2. I have no reason to risk the rest of my board. No, I got leader attack, though. So I can go 7, 7, 7. Yeah, no, that nets me a card. 7 again. 7 again. Do I think he's got a 2K in hand? I don't know. It's so good if he doesn't, though. He does have a 2K. Yeah, it is what it is. He's got a Monkey D. Luffy in hand. I know that. That'll replace one of these. Oh, no, he's got a Wow, he's got perfect curve. That's going to be really bad for me. And now I have to defend Beer Luffy against 2 7s at least. 7 here. If he goes at this, I just let it go. No, he wants Beer Luffy, and I don't have... I really do need that. This is where I'm getting kind of punished for messing up my blocker play last turn. I'm going to be down so many resources. I got all 2Ks, buddy. Let me give you up both my 2Ks for it. Sure, why not? Who needs that? Yeah, it's 3 back. 0 cost. Got a card in hand. Can I clear Sanji's? So if I go like 9, 9, 9, 9. I think I can take multiple Sanjis from him. 5. Please don't take it. You've been very defensive. Yes! Okay. You're losing some Sanjis this turn, boss. Oh, wow. He loses it immediately. And then, like, a 7 probably clears in. Eight. Okay. So, I removed 2 of his guys. When he went down to 2 cards in hand, and I got down to 1 life, and I got 5 good attackers on board. I got a Gum Gum Giant in hand, which is kind of scary with this on board. 7 plus 4 is exactly 11. There's nothing I can do about that, is there? Nope. Alright, let's see what you got, buddy. You gotta kill me now. That was a big attack. You're gonna have to full commit to try and kill me, and I still don't think you can. Like, I've got a good amount of counter now, because I've got the 0 cost. Kill me if you can. Because one of these has to go into leader, and then you got 5 Dawn. That's not enough. Yeah, what are you going to do here, bud? You don't have enough anymore. You committed super heavy with this. My attacks are huge. So if he goes another 11, can I get out of that? No blocker. We just trashed that for a counter. By the way, I left 3 Dawn up just so that he can't do like... Okay, so now you just lose. Alright. Trash this. Do that. Yeah, we can just 0 cost out of this. I didn't want to Gum Giant because I don't want to go down too many Dawn. But it doesn't really matter. He's out. And I'm going to attack with Sanji. We'll attack with Leader. Bang. GG, buddy. And he's gone. Tried his best. He did all right. He just didn't have enough to defend the board there. Our board was so wide that I was just kind of popped in for that little 5 cost, and he defended, which was bad because then he couldn't defend his board. He needed to watch his board very heavily there. He defended a little too heavy in the beginning, but we got there. GG, buddy. All right, the deck works pretty well. I misplayed the 1 time in the beginning, not using my blocker. The turn I had to replace everything. Pirate Docking 6 is really decent just for filling the graveyard. I really do like that. This deck just kind of suffers if you can't fill the graveyard super well, but it's doing okay otherwise. What do you guys think? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? We're beating up the boys some more. That is always fun. All right. Catch you guys later. All right, guys. That was a couple of rounds of Monkey D. Luffy from OP09 kicking poor Red Green's teeth in. Let me know what you guys think. How did I do? Do you like the deck list? Do you think it needs a little extra? It feels kind of inconsistent, I will be honest. I'm thinking about adding some extra searchers in, but you guys will have to tell me what you think it needs. It feels like it's almost there, but not quite. But since there's not a lot of these lists around, I had to kind of make this one up on the fly, and this is not my normal flavor of leader. All right, we'll do a quick breakdown of the individual cards before we get into the turn orders. Let me know what you guys think of all that. Monkey D. Luffy, OP09, Dawn ×1. Your character gets +1 cost. Against RG, doesn't really matter. It gets our 7s bumped up to 8s, which makes it so that we don't get Lunid, which is nice. But other than that, not too important. Your turn, once per turn, when 2 or more Dawn cards are returned to your Dawn deck from play, set up to one of your Dawn deck as active and one of your Dawn deck as rested. Not too bad. Just gets us back even and gets an extra Dawn, usually to attack with, but sometimes to play out a couple extra characters. We got 4 Searchers and a 2/2/1 Nami, looking at the top 5 for a Straw Hat crew, other than Nami, not too bad. We got a 3/5 in Romanoa Zoro. He just returns 1 or more Dawn cards from our Dawn deck and sets 1 Dawn as active, which means that we get to ramp up with him because of our leader effect. Will get us back 1 is rested and 1 is active, so he does the -2, returns 1, and then our leader will return 2, so he will bump us up. Not a bad ramp card, and he's a decent body. Unfortunately, he's a brick, though, so a little downside there. Playing 4 3/3/2Ks in Usahachi. It's an on-play if you have 8 or more Dawn cards. Rest up to one of your bonus characters with a cost of 5 or less. Not bad for resting down most blockers. And then we've got a 3/4/2K in Nico Robin. On play Dawn -2, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. It's an okay ramp card. We try not to use it because we don't really need to ramp too much in this deck. I threw in 2 copies of Frankie, a 4/5/1, because he's a good blocker, and Dawn -2, he gets to discard 1 card from our hand and draw 2, so he just kind of nets us a little bit. He also helps us discard from our hand stuff that we need in the trash, like a Beer Luffy that we can't put in there for counter, so that we can play it off something like our Nami, but we'll get to that in just a second. We've got a 6/7 in Monkey D. Luffy, affectionately known as Beer Luffy. On play and when attacking, Dawn -2. If our leader is multicolored, which ours is, our opponent has 5 or more Dawn cards on their field, and our leader is Straw Hat, our base power becomes 7,000 power until the end of our opponent's next end phase. So we get to be a nice 7k leader pretty much all the time, but it will mean that your opponent will come after this card with a vengeance because it's the same power as your leader after that. Then we've got a 7/7/1 in Sanji. On play, it can return 1 or more Dawn cards to our Dawn deck and give this character Rush. Then rest up to one of our opponents cost 6 or lower characters, so it can put down some blockers if needed, but not so much in this matchup. And then our big bomb is a 9/10. On play, you may return 1 or more Dawn cards from your Dawn deck, draw 1 card, then this character gains Rush for the turn. Just a nice solid big body. We're running 4 copies of Sanji, which is a 1/2 2K. On play, if your leader has Straw Hat Crew type, trash 5 cards from the top of her deck. Just good for filling up that trash. One of the best searchers of all time, a 2/2/1 in Tony Chopper, trash 3 cards from the top of our deck. Then we can activate main, trash this character. If our leader is Straw Hat Crew, add up to 1 Straw Hat Crew type character other than Tony Chopper from our trash to our hand. And then we've got a 2/1/1 in Roanoa Zoro. He's just a nice blocker, and if a Straw Hat character would be removed from our field by our opponent's effect, I can trash this guy instead. Then we've got a 5/7 Brick in Pirate Docking 6. He gets +6 cost, so he's technically an 11 cost on the field. And on play, we can trash 3 cards from the top of our deck, play up to 1 Straw Hat Crew type character with a cost of 2 or less from our trash. Notably, that does not have to be one of the 3 cards he trashed. And then the heart and soul of the deck, a 8/6 Brick in Nami. On play, because our leader is Straw Hat, we get to play up to 1 Straw Hat Crew type card with a cost of 7 or less from our trash, and that character gains Rush. So it helps us cheat out a body, usually with a good stat line. And then we've got a 0 cost event in Divine Departure. I like this just because it's a good defensive event that also has the main, which is a rest 5 of our Dawn cards. If we have any given Dawn cards, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 8,000 power during this turn. So we put one under like our leader, say, and then we get to give rest 5 Dawn, give one of our opponents negative 8k for the turn. It's a good way to just remove pretty much anything. I can also use it as counter and trash 1 card from my hand and give our leader or character plus 3,000 power for a battle. Again, helping us get cards like these bricks into our trash. And then we've got a 4 copies of Gum Gum Giant. Counter Dawn -2. You may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader has Straw Hat Crew type, give up to one of your leaders or characters plus 4,000 power for the battle, then draw 2 cards. So it goes net neutral for cards in hand, and it gives us 4k counter, but it does Dawn -2, so if you use multiple in a turn, you're going to set yourself back a little ways, but it is probably one of the best defensive events ever printed. Okay, I would say for this leader, he doesn't actually care if you go first or second. I prefer going first. He doesn't have a problem going second because a lot of his cards are on the even curve. But I will say taking first away from RG with this leader is really important. You do not want them to have first because your curve is just as good first. So you might as well take theirs away because their curve is way better going first. On 1 Dawn, you're not going to get to play anything other than this Sanji. And if you don't have a ton going on, it is and is not worth it. It's just basically if your rest of your hand is not set up to get anything into trash, either by discarding stuff for counter like this Sanji, or if you have like a bunch of Pirate Docking 6s in there, and or you got like no Namis and you got a Chopper, sometimes it's worth filling up your trash with this guy. But on your 3 Dawn turn, you pretty much always want to play this guy, just because he will ramp you back up. Play him on 3, Dawn -2, he'll ramp himself back up to 2, and then you'll ramp back 2 is active, 1 is rested, and 1 is active with your leader effect, meaning you'll go up to 4 Dawn on your 3 Dawn turn, and the next turn will be your 6, and that's where you can start playing Monkey D. Luffy. He's really good, but he's not actually necessary to play on 6 because he requires your opponent to have 5 or more Dawn, and they'll still be on their 4 Dawn turn. So what your best play is, if you either should play this, but he doesn't get his effect, so it's not as preferable. I'd really rather play the Pirate Docking 6 on 6, just because he trashes 3 cards and he'll set up all of our future plays. Because this will trash 3 cards and get a 2 cost, which is going to be either this or this. This will help you get anything you've trashed out prior if you played that Sanji, or if you just got this guy out and you found something you want to play, like a Roanoa Zoro. They'll help cheat either of these out, which is really good for us. and he establishes a nice good body. And then after that, because you're on your 6, your next turn will be the 8, and the 8 is likely to get you this Nami, and the Nami really just wants to be able to play out this Luffy or this Sanji, and then you can use your leader effect to make your guy a 7k, and you'll have multiple big bodies like you saw. You'll have a Rono Zoro, a Pirate Docking 6, a Nami, and preferably a Beer Luffy. All of those are very good plays. You can also just go with a Frankie if you need to, but it's not the best play. It's good blocker, but it also helps filter your hand, which is something I found that this deck kind of needed. And then after that, on your 10 non-plays, you can let this Beer Luffy go if you have multiple in your hand, or if you've got like another Nami, because you can just stop defending him. He probably won't have, he will have swung if you played him out with a Nami, but if you just had to hard play him, he won't have, so either or. So after that, I would say you want to play these two in concert on your 10 don turn, or just start dropping these in succession and say, hey, I'm just gonna start throwing big guys at you. This deck doesn't have a real hard time growing a big board, and we are playing a lot of 2Ks. I'm playing 12 2Ks in Usahachi, this, and then we're playing 4 Gum Gum Giant and 2 Divine Departure. So that's a lot of 2Ks for a deck like this. And being a 7K leader and having that many 2Ks is just a lot for people to have to deal with. If you're forced to go second, you can of course play a Nami to start searching your guys up. A forced Nami cannot find Nami, so that's always a bummer. That's not a bad one, but I would still play probably the Zoro on 4, and then on your 6 don, I would probably want to, or it'd be your 7 if you get the Zoro out, but I'd still probably want to play this or the Pirate Docking, either or, because they will be on 5, so this will come online that turn, which is nice. And then you'll want to jump over to your 8 don turn from there and say, okay, we're going to just do the same thing. Play the Namis, try to cheat out a Beer Luffy or a Sanji that you've trashed for counter, and then you just want to run into these. So it's a lot of the same play lines. Cheat out some Zoros if you need a little extra defense, because your leader ability will help you ramp Dawn back as active, which is pretty nice. These are really just 2Ks most of the time. This is an emergency ramp if your hand just really needs to get to like 8 Dawn, like if you get stuck on multiple of these, and you just got to get there as soon as possible. This can emergency ramp you, but it's only okay. This is a good game ender, 3 Dawn down, just so that you can rest one of your opponent's 5-cost blockers. And I think that's about all we got for the deck. This, like I said, this is just for getting stuff like Beer Luffy into the trash, because we want to make sure we can get these into the trash. We can also discard these, just so that we can make sure to fill up our trash with the right cards to cheat out with the Nami, because the Nami is the heart and soul. You're really digging for this. If you don't see a Nami, your game's going to get rough, so try and find as many of these as you can. All right, that's the curve. Against RG, the game plan's pretty simple. Take first away whenever you can. Poke in as fast as you can. Let your Zoro go without defending too heavily, because you're really going to want to save your counter for stuff like the Beer Luffy or the Pirate Docking, because they're going to poke you at 7s and 8s. You just want to defend those more than anything. This is going to be too easy of a target, so I wouldn't waste a lot of counter defending him. After that, just go wide with the board. Poke in a lot. They're not going to like it. And like you saw in that last game, I can go really heavy with the board, and you can actually kill their characters. Divine Departure, also, if you're sitting on 2 life and you need to just get a character gone, Divine Departure, 1 under leader, 5 for the effect. Just say, hey, your double attack guy, he's going to be a -1. You're going to be able to take that away from him. This is a really good tech card for the deck. I think that's all I got, though. So let me know what you guys think. How did I do? This is not my normal shtick. I don't normally play purple-black, but it was a fun challenge to get to try something. So you guys let me know how I did. I came up with the deck list myself. It's got a lot of the staple cards, but I chose the ratios and teched it out as best I could. Let me know what you guys think. How did I do? All right, you guys are doing awesome. Keep killing it out there. I think that's all I got. So as always, good games and good luck. Later.